I'm here with Peter Lavelle, host of RT's CrossTalk. Peter, we have an article via John Solomon from The Hill, and I'll read you the title of that article. And John Solomon's post says, as Russia collusion fades, Ukrainian plot to help Clinton emerges. And this is an interesting article. Hannity picked it up as well today. And basically, Solomon is talking about how really, while everyone's looking at the Trump-Russia collusion hoax, I like to call it the hoax, the witch hunt, whatever you want to call it, what we should really be looking at is the collusion between the DNC, Hillary Clinton, and Ukraine in order to stop Trump, one, from getting elected, and then in order to try and get him impeached. What's going on here? Why
okay, well, let me clarify something real quick here. This is March 21st, 2019, correct?
Yes.
I got the year right. Okay, because I've been saying this for almost 3 years, okay? 3 years. And I was on Jimmy Dore, I think it was exactly a year ago, maybe 14 months ago, and I had to set him straight, and he was just bewildered. He said, Ukraine's involved in this? And I said, yeah, you had a member of the DNC go to Kiev, and they were actively plotting to look for dirt on the Trump campaign. Manafort had been associated at one point, and then they said, Manafort. Let me check the files here. Oh, we got a Manafort here, same guy. Yeah. Oh, this guy's in deep. Okay, really? Okay. Then it started there. I mean, Paul Manafort made money off of the Yanukovych government that was trying to get into an agreement with the European Union, something the Russians didn't want to happen. Okay, let me repeat that, everybody. Manafort was helping Yanukovych, who was going against policies that Russia did not like Yanukovych and his government doing. And so basically Yanukovych was helping those that wanted to flip Ukraine. So if you want to, not only is it not Russia, it's a certain side of the political establishment in Ukraine, and he got caught. And now, but this information is, if you just looked in the right direction, asked the right questions, all of this would have come up. And if you'd asked the right Ukrainians, now the Ukrainians now, the prosecutor general there, I don't know if they're just trying to be nice because Trump did win, okay? And now they're trying to show that they're a good friend of the United States and of Donald Trump, kind of Johnny-come-lately approach. That's, I think, what it is. Okay, exactly. All righty. I mean, have you noticed? Where's your Victoria Nuland now, Poroshenko, when you're coming up for re-election? Where are your friends in the State Department? Okay, where are all your NGOs? Where's George Soros? Okay, this is where it's all come back to. So for the last 2.5 years, if there was meddle, and plus you have also the American ambassador basically talking to the prosecutor general, telling him what Ukrainians not to prosecute. Wow, meddling again. Oh my goodness. Just
and bad-mouthing Trump. And bad-mouthing Trump.
So there's so much there if you want to find it, all right? And I would remind our viewers here, as I am an avid reader of Consortium News, we have had these gentlemen from Veeps writing these things for a long time. It's not like I'm clairvoyant, okay? This information is in the public realm, okay? And if you just want to find it, I remember the Veeps guys. They basically surmised how WikiLeaks got all of these emails. It wasn't a hack. It was
a thumb drive.
It was downloaded and physically given to someone here, which makes perfect sense here. And it took Sean Hannity like 6 months to have one of his people read that article. He was, oh my goodness, they were all surprised. Tucker was surprised, but it's been out there. But the Democrats and the liberal media have been able to control this narrative so much where they can't see the trees from the forest. Yes, there was meddling, but you're looking in the wrong direction.
Talk about Manafort being, okay, he was a lobbyist. There was corruption. We all know that Ukraine, there's a lot of corruption.
Very corrupt.
Manafort was there. He was involved in some corrupt stuff. Fine. We know that. But talk about being at the wrong place at the wrong time and accepting the wrong job.
Right.
Because,
and that's it.
Yeah.
Manafort is not a person I feel particularly sorry for, except for he's being subject to selective justice. I mean, he's not alone in what he did in Ukraine, or for a matter of fact, governments all over the world. OK, what he did was standard practice. All right. Maybe he was a bit more greedy than others, maybe a little bit more sloppy than others, but he's not alone. And what he essentially was the weakest link in all of this. I mean, he's a sad sack in all of this, because he's connected to Trump in a very nominal way for a very short amount of time. Okay, and they apparently resided in the same building.
But
I guess
a high-profile position in his campaign.
High profile. Okay, and then you have the DNC, which, looking for Oppo research is a legitimate thing. I mean, I think everybody seems to forget that. Doesn't mean you can't do it. I mean, but what is wrong is when you weaponize it and politicize it within the DOJ and the FBI. That's what makes this invidiously different from other Oppo. Okay. And so, of course, we have Manafort mentioned in the dirty dossier, which, again, is a confirmation of some kind of collusion, which it doesn't at all. He's corrupt. OK, happen to know Donald Trump. That's the only connection you can make here. And is it illegal to know creepy criminal associates? It's not illegal. It's very unwise if you want to go into politics. Again, did Trump do his due diligence? Trump does his due diligence on his properties, on his buying and selling and his deal making, but he doesn't do due diligence on the people around him, apparently. Okay, that is a dereliction of duty and of responsibility. And karma hurts, doesn't it? I mean, karma whacks you in the face like that. So, I mean, again, this all was out there. This all could have been sewn up, zipped up, but no. And the thing is that even though we have the Hill reporting on this, did you see it on CNN? Did you see it on MSNBC? No, of course not.
No, I mean, their report, and Hannity picked it up, and he had John Solomon on his show. And I mean, this was the big revelation. But I mean, like you said, we've been reporting it. You've been talking about this for a couple of years now. And this has been out there. I mean, we had articles in 2016, and I'll give you a breakdown. You can comment on them. We had a DNC consultant and operative,
right,
Alexandra Chalupa, and she was getting paid by the DNC. This is public knowledge. She got paid $412,000 from 2004 to 2016. She was going to the Ukraine embassy in the U.S., getting information about Manafort. That's when she took an interest, when Manafort took the job.
Right.
So she's getting information, passing it over to the DNC. Meanwhile, you have the Ukraine Prosecutor General, Mr. Yuri Lutsenko. He told Solomon that there's this book floating around, this book from Paul Manafort, a black ledger of business dealings of all the corrupt and dirty business that Manafort was doing. And all these people in Ukraine, all these people sitting there are looking to leak the book in order to help Hillary Clinton. Why all of a sudden is everyone now saying, well, we got to prosecute this because there were people in Ukraine trying to meddle in the U.S. elections and trying to hurt Donald Trump. We don't want any of that.
And the American ambassador actually told the prosecutor general not to prosecute a list of people.
Bingo.
Okay.
Bingo.
Because they would maybe tell a different story. Okay. A different narrative. Okay. And how many of these same people in this dirty book, this dirty ledger, had contacts with people in the Clinton campaign, for example? All right. Who knows? What we could have Tony Podesta, John and his brother. Who knows? They were involved in Ukraine too. Okay, I'm just putting it out there. All right. So she selectively wanted people not prosecuted. Who were they and why?
So, and there's a tape. Yeah. They say there's a tape of a recording, and it's in Ukraine right now. Solomon said he heard it. No one else. I can't find confirmation that anyone else heard this tape recording. But from what I understand, this evidence is pretty solid. This Black Ledger book is out there with all of Manafort's dealing, and it's looking to get leaked.
It's interesting the prosecutor general, if he or one of his colleagues taped it, and why? Insurance policy 2.0.
I'm sure they were sitting there in 2016, and they were sitting there, no way is Trump going to win. So we have all this information on Manafort, but Hillary will take it. So we're going to get behind Hillary and the DNC 100%. Now that Trump won, now that they see that Trump may actually serve another 4 years after 2020. They're probably saying, we better get on this guy's good side.
Yep, absolutely. So the many twists and turns of this ridiculous hoax, and these people have been like wandering around in a room without a light bulb and bumping into the walls. When if one had just objectively stood back and dispassionately looked at all of the characters and all this, you obviously would have said, what's going on here? But they refuse to do that because it doesn't follow their narrative. Simple as that.
Do you think Barr is going to chase this up?
Excuse me, one more time.
Do you think Barr is going to chase this up, the new AG?
Oh, I don't know if it's within his jurisdiction to do that. I mean, obviously, the State Department needs to get some ethics committees together, okay, and hopefully maybe coordinate with Barr. Hopefully, as we speak, Barr is putting his case together. Manafort is obviously part of that. Maybe he will want to inquire with the prosecutor general in Ukraine, but I don't know. I don't understand the jurisdictional elements of this. And but then again, the American ambassador is an American citizen, so I think there's probably a way there. We'll have to consult the Oracle of London, Alexander Mercouris, on that one.
Should Trump yank the ambassador out of Ukraine?
Absolutely. That's just not. I don't know what's wrong with these people. By any means necessary. That's what it is. I mean, I thought there'd be a modicum of respect towards the position, but of ambassador, but apparently not. She's a political hack. She's representing the United States, not the DNC.
It seems like she's representing, the DNC and Obama. She's an Obama holder. But why? It just goes to show that Trump he's 2 years in, and he still hasn't gotten all his people in place. I mean, he's got this Obama infrastructure that's still sitting there. It's still doing damage.
The thing is that his, we've talked about his cardinal mistakes in the beginning, but he should have had a chief of staff that, had been a member of Congress, particularly the House. I mean, like Newt Gingrich, okay? I mean, he would have just said, off with his head, put him way, way far away from us, promote this guy. I mean, because he doesn't understand the machinery of it all. He can't control his HR agenda. Okay, and you have all these hanger-oners, 2 years in, and still creating damage for him.
Creating damage, yeah.
Yeah, and it's that'll be one of the legacies of this presidency, irrespective if he's reelected. If he's reelected, and it's like a Herculean effort, success, because again, it's a one-man show. It's amazing.
Yeah, he's really got to get his HR in order, and he's got to get his people in place, because it's stories like these 2 years in, it just kind of leaves you sitting there wondering what the hell is going on. You have an ambassador in Ukraine bad-mouthing you.
Yes. And of course, again, as I stressed earlier, is that there's no megaphone for this story. Okay, Hannity picked it up. We're talking about it. But where is it in the New York Times? Where is it in the Washington Post? Does MSNBC even care? Okay, because it goes against their narrative. They won't report it.
Yeah, you're right. It does go against the narrative. And even today, after Hannity, I watched Laura Ingraham, and she was going over a list of all the things that happened during the Mueller investigation and everything that went on. And even there, the narrative of Russia, quote, Russia annexed Crimea and invaded East Ukraine.
See, but that narrative...
They're still stuck.
Yeah, they can't... But see, that narrative is now indelibly stamped into the discourse, so there's nothing you can do about it. Russia meddled in the election. Okay, the difference is that what does meddling mean? It's meddling category A, flip the election. Meddling category B was played a spoiler role, but didn't flip one vote.
Right, obstruction or stuff like that.
But it's still a package here, and irrespective of your political beliefs, people believe that. Though not one shred of evidence has been brought forward. A bunch of kids in St. Petersburg with bad English grammar. Okay, and they did what they did. Most of it was after the election, and it showed no political bias. They wanted to make money, little entrepreneurs up there. Okay, clickbait. Okay,
social media spamming company. That's it. They build newsletters and they spam.
Yeah, that's what they do. Okay, and so he had CNN going through the trash like they usually do.
On that note, we will close out this video. Mr. Peter Lavelle, host of RT's CrossTalk, thank you very much. Guys, if you like this video, click on that subscribe button down below. Click on the notifications bell to get notifications every time we push out a new video. Go to the Duran shop, buy a t-shirt. It really helps us out a lot. And you can donate to us on PayPal and Patreon as well. The link is in the description box down below. Remember, you can get a copy of this video in audio format. Follow us on iTunes and SoundCloud. Peter Lavelle, host of RT's CrossTalk. Thank you once again. Until next time, everybody, take care.